Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to another, what will probably be super derpy, episode from the Hermitcraft server. In today's episode, we're doing Redstone. What? I know what you're thinking. Welsknight doing Redstone? No, never. Who would have thunk it? So, yeah, I'm planning on doing Redstone in this episode. Crazy, I know. So, what I want to do is I essentially want to wire these guys up so that when you press one button, all of these things fire. That's basically the plan. Now, this repeater is going to have to face that way. We've got this going into this block. Those coming... Wait a minute. Yeah, they're going around here. Okay, good. Good. And then we'll have to do the same thing on this side. Do I have any more blocks? I do. So we'll put one here. And a repeater. Swap that repeater around. And then I've got some redstone like over here, but I can just do away with this redstone because it's not going to be needed for anything. Let's see. We can do the same on the other side. This is the sugarcane pumpkin melon farm in our dwarven base, by the way. Designed by me, believe it or not, without any tutorials or anything. I was very proud of myself that I made it do a thing. But the way that this works right now is that you press a button, and there's one button for each of these 4 farms. One here, and then the sugarcane is on this button. This button's going to go away, and this button's going to go away because we're not going to use them anymore. So these two we will leave. And does that power all the pistons? I think it does. Let's double check this side. Yes, it does. It works. It fires all the pistons on this wall. Good. That's what we want. So what we're planning on doing here is I want to wire this up so that we still have our manual triggers, right? These 2 buttons. But I want them to also fire... Well, actually, I'd kind of like it if these were combined into one thing. Let's just see. If I do that and I press... That seems to work. Let's just make sure both of them... Yep, awesome. Okay, so if I press either of these 2 buttons, it will fire all the pistons. What I also want to wire up is I want to wire up a redstone clock or a timer of some sort so that every so often these pistons will fire automatically, completely on their own. And that's really what I'm looking to do in today's episode. I've got a plan, and I think it's going to work. I don't know exactly how much space I'm going to need, so I'm going to clear out a fair amount here. I know there's something to be said for, like, super compact redstone, but in my case, I'm just happy if I can do redstone at all. I'm not concerned about keeping it compact. I'm more concerned about it actually working. I'm not a redstoner like some of the people on the server, like Cubfan and Iskall and Tango and Etho and, all of them. So, yeah, I'm going to try and wire this up and make this thing actually work, and we're actually going to do it together. And that way, if it doesn't work at all and it fails epically, you can tell me what I did wrong, because I'm sure there are some of you who are far better redstoners than me. So... my plan here is basically to hook this thing up to an Etho hopper clock, or a Etho hopper timer. And the first thing I need to do is actually build one of those. So let's see here. We put down a hopper, put a hopper going... actually, I'm going to need more space than that. I think I'm probably going to have to push this back, because there's 2 parts to this. There's the actual hopper timer, and then there's another part too, which we'll get to in just a minute, but I want to get the hopper first. So let's get this thing going back here. There we go. And I also want to say, I did not watch a tutorial for this. Well, I shouldn't say that. I watched a tutorial for the for Etho's hopper timer, but I did not watch a tutorial for the rest of this. I'm making it up and trying to figure it out as I go. And I did try it in a creative test world, and it did work there. So we'll see if that continues. So let's put 2 hoppers facing into each other. And then we do a comparator there and a comparator there. Then we'll take 2 blocks. I'll use stone brick. Redstone dust, sticky piston, sticky piston. I don't have any redstone blocks on me. That's okay. They're right over here. It's fine. The advantage to doing redstone in your base is that you don't have nearly as far to travel when you inevitably forget something. So let's do that. I'm also going to need probably a bit more redstone than what I've got right now. That should be good. And I think these 6 redstone repeaters will do the trick. Let's grab a little bit of stone brick, too, so I can mark out my redstone lines. Oh, and you know what else I'm going to need? I'm going to need 1 more sticky piston. Well, we're actually over here. Let's do that. So ingot. I've got some cobble. I need some planks. And I've got slime balls. I've got tons of slime balls. Why do I have so many slime balls on me? That's weird. I must have grabbed them in preparation for this and then forgot to actually put some of them back. I don't need this many slime balls. I really only needed just the 1 for the sticky piston. There we go. Okay, now we should be set. So, Etho Hopper timer. I believe if we put a redstone block there, like so, and then drop a stack of stone in, this thing should push back and forth, and we can greatly increase the speed at which this happens, or decrease the speed, increase the delay, by adding more items to this, which is good. That's what I want. I don't want this thing to fire like every 30 seconds. I want this thing to fire like every 5 minutes. That would be ideal. So I think we've got 2 stacks in there right now. Let's grab some more stone. And the goal is going to be to have 4 full stacks of items in here. I could potentially even do more than that, but I think 4 will be enough. Let's just grab all the items out. Is that all of them? I think it is. Okay, cool. So we know that it works, because it was just working. So now, we're going to take a redstone signal, and I'm going to connect it up. Let's see, where do I want to do this? Probably here, I think. Like that? Yeah. We'll connect it up like this. So the redstone signal from the clock will output over here, and it'll come up to this block, and then from that block, it'll come back down and go over here into all of this stuff. Now, is that enough to reach and hit everything? It's not enough to reach that. Okay, so in that case, we will add 1 repeater right there. And I think, yes, now it reaches everything. Good, that's what we want. And I can hear all the pistons firing, so this is a good thing. Okay, cool. And actually, let's just double check and make sure that does fire all the pistons. They should all be extended right now. Yes. Good. And then when this torch breaks, when this signal gets cut, that will cause them all to retract, right? They all go back to being normal? Yes. Excellent. Okay. So that part is taken care of. But now the problem is when this clock goes, and it's going to go like every 5 minutes, right? Or it'll have a very, very long delay on it. What I don't want is I don't want the pistons to just stay extended for that entire time. That would be terrible. They would just sit extended and nothing would be able to grow. So that's not going to do me any good. What I want is the pulse to go off like every 5 minutes or so, or 10 minutes, or it really doesn't matter how often it is, as long as it's something that it does it on its own without me having to control it. But I don't want, but it needs to be a pulse rather than a on-off type switch. So what I'm thinking is we'll put a piston here, a sticky piston. I'll break that guy out, and we'll put a block on it, right? And then when this piston extends, it'll cut off the signal. And that is what we need. So then we'll come over here, and we'll add some delay. We could do 4. I kind of want more delay than that, honestly. Let's just dig back here a little bit more. And we'll do 8 ticks of delay. And then put that guy in. So now, what should happen, when this gets activated, the pistons, the signal goes, and the pistons fire. We heard them fire, but now they should all be retracted again, right? Did we do that right? Oh, I think we totally did. I think we did a redstone thing. I think we did it. Okay, so that worked, and then when this thing breaks, it'll retract, and it won't fire again until the block comes back. And it's a relatively short little pulse, so they don't stay extended. I think that actually worked the way I wanted it to work. Oh, I'm so kind of surprised at myself. Things never work out right when I do redstone. It's a miracle. Okay, so that's all good. So I guess at this point, all we need to do is throw some items in here and test it out. So let's throw, for now, like 16 items into this hopper. Why? That was weird. All right. So this will happen. We're going to go out here. And what we should see, the pistons fire and then retract. Okay. Those ones all worked. Or these ones over here did. What about these? Oh, it totally worked. Fantastic. Okay. So now, we just need to grab our items out. We can do that. And it is actually possible to reset this thing, I believe, or put like a stop to it. If we put a lever on it, like right here. Do I actually have any levers on me or any wood? Not with me. I think I am going to actually put a stop button on it. Just in case. Just in case. I think that would probably be a good idea. Because you never know. We might actually need one at some point. Let's grab some sticks. And we'll make one lever. Awesome. Now, the other thing that I need to test is make sure that my buttons still work just fine. I still want my manual option. Oh, why is this down? What? No. Why do I not see... Oh, it probably got all derped up because of the, because me taking and removing pistons. There we go, because of the weird one-tick thing. So we take that out, and now it should be fixed, right? These good? Yeah, it appears so. Okay, cool. So, if I press this button, they all still fire, which is good. So yeah, I think all I need to do is add stone into this hopper timer. So we will do 4 stacks of stone. That should be more than enough to give us a pretty decent delay. But this should now all be completely and totally automated. And I'm sure for some of you, this really doesn't seem like a big deal. Like, this is probably something that you guys have been doing for years, and you're like, big deal, Welsknight, that's not really that cool. But for me, for someone who really is not a redstoner at all, this is pretty advanced stuff. In fact, this is without a doubt the most the most advanced redstone I have ever done, believe it or not. Because I'm a builder, not a redstoner. Although I do want to learn redstone. It's always been a goal. It's just never been something I've had the time to do. And I think that this is a good first step. For those of you who are completely uneducated about redstone like I am, and get horribly confused by it, basically the way that this works is that this piston extends this block and basically cuts off the power, because when this piston is extended, the redstone signal can't pass through this corner, because this is not a transparent block. So what happens is the redstone block moves over here to power this line, which powers all the things, right? And a couple of ticks later, for an 8 ticks delay, to be specific, which is basically just enough time to let the pulse through, this piston then extends, running off of this separate power line. So it's a 1-2. It's like a 1-2 punch. See? Just like that. Look it. Perfect demonstration time. Good job, Hopper Timer. Anyway, well, guys, that is what I had planned for this episode. Hope you learned something, or I hope you had fun laughing at my redstone ineptitude. Either way, I'm pretty proud of it. But that's going to do it for me, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.